Hi, this is Ted Bowman with 6 Mile Tech. I'm Ted Bow on Drupal.org, and today I'm going to be showing you a new module I've made called Entity Rules. The Entity Rules module provides a page for selecting and creating rules components that will be executed when different operations happen to an entity of a particular bundle. It's a little tricky to explain, so we'll just delve in with an example of how it's going to work. Okay, once we have the module enabled, on the configuration page, there's a new menu item down here called Entity Rules. And once we go to Entity Rules, it shows us the different kind of rules we can create. Create rules, delete rules, form access rules, update rules, and validation rules. So we're going to deal with create rules in this example. So I already have some example rules here that'll be available as a feature download on 6miletech.com, but let's look at what it looks like to create a rule. So we just hit add create rule, and this is a rule that'll be used on creation of an entity like a node or a comment. So we'll just pick rule and we'll give it a name, simple test. And right now there's already some parameters here. The first one is the type of entity, and then we'll use any entity. And then depending on the type of rule, there'll be different parameters down below, and you can add new parameters, which we may show later. And at this point, it's just the same as any other rule component. If you haven't used rule components, they just don't have an event. They have conditions and actions. So let's go back to our example rules. So we have a rule called show message, and this is a very simple create rule that just has one action and it shows a message on a site. So to show how this works, we're logged in as a different user. This user does not have the ability to create entity rules. It does, however, have the ability to edit and administer content types. So if we look at the article content type and click edit, there's two new tabs over here, comment rules and rules. So these are the rules for the articles. So if we click on rules, we have our example rules here that are available for nodes on creation. So let's click show message. So with show message, there's no parameters. We just click to add it. So now that we've added the show message to create on articles, we can add content. We click add article, new article, save. And on creation, it shows us our message. Your article will be reviewed for publication. So it's as simple as that. Obviously, you probably can do a lot more things than just show a message, but this gives you an idea of how you associate a particular rule with an event. So the important part here that is not in regular rules is that the person who can assign these rules doesn't have to actually be able to make rules or edit them. So this person has access to actually assign rules to different actions, but they don't have access to the regular rule UI. So for a little more complex example, let's look at this rule show message with parameter. Now under the settings here, we have one extra parameter called message to display. And this is basically so that when you assign the rule, you can change the message. So let's add this rule. And you can see here on the show message with parameter, you can decide what the message would be here. So our new message. Save changes. And now when you add an article, other article, we'll get two new messages from our two rules. This one is hard-coded into the rule, and this, anybody who has access to change the content type rules will have access to change the message that the rule shows, but doesn't have access to actually change the rule. So that's a very basic introduction to entity rules. If you like it or have a question, leave a comment. If you have a problem with the module, you can file an issue on the project page. Thanks for watching. As usual, there's more videos at 6miletech.com, or follow us on Twitter at 6miletech for more updates, or subscribe to the 6miletech YouTube channel to get updated with more videos. Thanks.